Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at this and do some conjectures. So we've been talking about inductive reasoning. We'll get back into that there. And the next block of things we have to practice is coming up with a way to form a conjecture. Your basic strategy is just to try things out a couple of different times and see what makes sense based on that. So for example, number of lines formed by 4 points, no 3 of which are collinear. So the best plan here is to go ahead and say, well, I don't know any rule off the top of my head, so let's actually do it a couple of times and see what happens. So right there on my page, I'm going to go ahead and write in your notes, I would jot down example. Boom. And the example is, how many lines can I make with 4 points? And so let's see what we get. I'll make 4 points. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm not making a square. I don't want to make it anything special because I don't want to introduce any other potential factors. How many lines can I draw with those 4 points? 4. All right, let's see if we get this. Get those 4 up here. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we make more? Yeah, I can get 2 more and make a total of 6. Well, looks like I can make 6. And before I leave that, I should do one more test just to be sure. I'm pretty confident, but let's do one more just for glue. So there are 4 points. Now these aren't quite in a line, which is good. I'm going to move you over. Oops. I'm going to move that point over. So they're not in a line. Redraw that line I accidentally erased. And over here, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 lines again. So based on these experiments, it looks like a reasonable conjecture is that if I have 4 points, I can go ahead and I can create 6 lines. What if I have 5 points? Seven? Why would you say 7? Just totally out of the blue. So 7 might make sense to go with the 5. Or we had 4 led to 6, 5 might lead to 7. That's a reasonable conjecture because it makes sense on the experience we have so far. That's okay. Sarah, you got an idea? You want to say 8? Now, let's see what we got. We got one person saying they can do 9. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 points. And let's go ahead and see how many lines we can make. We know we can make the 5 outer lines, right? 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I missing any? That's the pentastar for Chrysler. Actually, no, that's just the star. Yeah, actually the Chrysler star has a dot in the middle, and they all kind of go out from there. But it looks like for 5 points, I'm going to be able to get 9 lines. And then we can keep experimenting up from there. See another possible conjecture that we can try and get. Product of 2 odd numbers is what? If I'm not sure, let's just again remember our next example. I'm looking at product of 2 odd numbers is what? Now one person says even. What did you try?
Well, if you think about it, I tried 5 plus 7 plus 7 plus 4 is 7. Because if there's one extra odd number, like if you're adding to an odd number.
Yeah, if you add odds and odds, you get evens regularly. Yeah, product, though, is multiplication. So this experiment is good for testing the sum of numbers. It's not really testing products. Go ahead. Okay, so well, the question really is, the product of two odd numbers is what? Well, let's find out. Let's take some odd numbers. 3 times 5, 15, that's odd. 1 times 9, odd. 7 times 7, 49, odd. Keep getting odd numbers every time. A reasonable conjecture would be that the product of two odd numbers is going to be odd. Now, it's important to note, I haven't proven this to be true. All I've done is I said there seems to be a pattern that leads me to conclude this is probably true. And that's a very fine distinction to make.